Welcome to Destination Jamaica. It's 2022 and we are about to celebrate the Christmas season. Now, this video is just to let you know how we celebrate Christmas in Jamaica. With a few days to go, we just decided to do this video. We hope you enjoy it. Thumbs up if you do. Comment, share, like. You know, the full 100. Watch the ads. Now let's get into it. Well, you may already know that we now have snow in Jamaica and generally the Caribbean. It has been reported, though, that the Dominican Republic has seen snow, but the closest we had to snow in Jamaica is hail. I've seen reports also saying that people have seen snow in the Blue Mountains in Jamaica. I'm not sure if it's true. What do you think? Do you think that's possible? Could be. No, the coldest weather ever recorded in Jamaica is 17 degrees Celsius, and the winter was in 1971. The coldest winter was in 1971 with an average temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. Generally, temperatures are that time, around that time are up to about 30, 31. Normally, as Jamaicans, we are asked what the temperatures are like, so I decided to kick off the video with that. It's not something that we normally can answer. Well, some of us. And we would normally say it hot or cool because many of us don't do degrees. So that's interesting to note. Now, we do call this time of the year cold and normally use the expression Christmas breeze a blower, which means we generally wear thicker clothing like a hoodie or a jacket. Now, our celebration starts as most people do with decorating the house with pepper lights, balloons, and back in the day, people used crepe paper more. They would whitewash the stones, spruce up the yard, and so. We don't have seasonal change in Jamaica as it relates to weather, and so. It's either the sun is shining or it's raining or the rare occasion of hail. But we can tell when we enter different seasons based on nature and temperature. Different flora at this time, such as the plant we call Christmas flowers. And as mentioned, it's cooler, and you can feel this light, joyful ambience in the air. Now, as it relates to Santa, we generally don't believe, or promote Santa. And also, gifts are a major part, well, are not a major part of Christmas for many of us. Some households do the gifts, some don't, and some simply can't afford to. But you know what? I wouldn't change that for the world. Christmas here is, of course, about the scrumptious food and the joy of sharing that day with loved ones. Some we haven't seen in months. Some they are foreign and fly down to spend this time with us. And some you see all year round or most of the time. The happiness we generally feel to see our family and friends in one place at this time of the year is second to none. As Vibes Cartel said, Christmas a JA, what a happy crowd. The night before Christmas is food prepping and for many, grand market. Now, some might bake the night prior, like the Christmas cake, where we have fruits soaking in rum, or red label wine or ginger wine for months just to make this black tasty cake. Sorrel is best made prior so that it can marinate with a little liquor and ginger, or no liquor for some who don't drink alcohol. We have a lot of Christmas songs. You probably hear them playing in the background, such as Now make the Christmas catch you. Well, make the Christmas catch you in a good mood. Make the Christmas catch you feeling fine. We have songs like Christmas in the Sun by the Stage Crew, Unique Visions, Christmas Jamaican Style. You're hearing now Fab Five Welcome Home. I'm gonna actually link a playlist that you can listen to. Jamaican themed, Jamaican made, Jamaican done Christmas songs. And of course, we have some of the folk songs such as Christmas a come, me want me llama, nata pamit me want me llama, eh. And we do listen to a lot of the mainstream popular songs such as Holy Night, Silent Night, and some American songs and international songs. We like Nat King Cole, Mariah Carey, and so forth, right? Not just for this generation, generation before, and so forth. So we like the mainstream music, as many do. Now, before we get to Christmas dinner, let's speak about two crucial parts of our Christmas celebrations. That's Grand Market, church, and we might touch a bit on the Jankuno. Hey, that sounds nice. And for Jamaicans who are coming back home this Christmas, welcome home. I hope you have a bunununus Christmas. All right, so let's start with a little background information on how our Christmas traditions, how it all began. So it actually dates back to the period of slavery in the 17th century when the island was a colony of England. During that period, plantation work would cease from Christmas Eve until Boxing Day every year, and plantation owners would give each of the slaves the annual gifts of a piece of cloth and meat. For slaves who usually had only the entrails and only leftover scraps of animals, the treat of meat was a delight. But what triggered it even more was the merriment, was the rare gift of wine the slave received. The plantations then had all night dances that include, masquerades and plenty of drumming. It is from these all night dances that one of Jamaica's most enduring Christmas traditions emerge. And you probably know this one. It's Jankuno. No, let's speak about Jankuno. Jankuno is actually a fusion of African mass dances and British folk plays, used to be prime street time entertainment in Jamaica at Christmas. In colonial days, these bands would move from house to house, enjoying gifts of food and drinks or coins from the wealthy. One of the earliest descriptions of the masked dancers appeared in Edward's Long History of Jamaica, 1774. So it was long supposed that the Jankuna dance was named after a West African merchant known as John Canoe or John Canny from Axim, West Guinea. Now, he said in the towns during the Christmas holidays, they have several robust fellows dressed up in gusty habits, followed with a numerous crowd of drunken women who refresh them frequently, while he dances at every door, belling out John Canoe. This dance is probably an honorable memorial to John Canny. Now, Junkanoo bands, they play drums, rattles, fife, and even bottles and graters. Traditional Junkanoo features costume characters such as king, queen, devil, pitchy patchy, belly woman, cowhead, policeman, horsehead, wild Apache Indian, bride, and househead. Okay. All right, so you probably wonder about Grand Market. You might have experienced it, you might have not, but Grand Market is a much anticipated event. Can get pretty crowded on the Christmas Eve. Now, Grand Market is held in all major towns and cities across Jamaica on Christmas Eve and continues into the early hours of Christmas Day. As the name suggests, it is a grand affair which brings buyers and sellers together for last minute shopping. This festive event involves vendors selling their products on crowded streets that are closed to traffic but open to impromptu dancing, as there's usually music to which people can dance as they shop. It's something to experience, guys. I mean, a lot of people will, associate Grand Market to happy memories in the Christmas season. And the music, the crowd, the people, the food, the products. And it's just normally a merry time. Now, in this Christmas tradition that is heartwarming and fondly welcomed by Jamaicans, um, it's just something that you have to have down as one of those Jamaican memories. So experience it this Christmas if you can, this Christmas Eve. Be safe, walk in groups, and so forth. Have your wits about you, but have a wonderful time. No, we used to have. I haven't seen this, but I'm seeing it in what I'm reading that we have Christmas carols and caroling. So community, our church groups, they walk through rural neighborhoods early in the mornings leading up to Christmas Eve, and they would sing Christmas carols. If you have experienced this, please share a memory of this in the comments. Now, traditionally, carolers used to receive a token of appreciation. However, caroling was and is its own reward and a means of evangelism. Now, church. Church is a big thing to go in this season across denominations, communion services, candlelight ceremonies, concerts, all night prayer meetings, and the singing of Christmas carols are all expressions of reverence and acts of worship during the festive season. Roman Catholic and Anglican Church have midnight masses on Christmas Eve, while other Christian denominations have services on Christmas Day. And we can't forget the charity. That's a lot of that happen, where we have different groups handing out food and Christmas gifts to different children's homes and giving the homeless something to eat and so forth. No, just a couple more. And we also have a tree lighting. So in capital towns across Jamaica, parish councils organize Christmas tree lighting events. This traditional involve this tradition involves the official switching off of giant trees or tree-shaped structures in town squares that have been beautifully decorated. This is sometimes accompanied by firework displays, the singing of carols, delivery of Christmas messages from local government officials, and the distribution of gifts. No, of course, there's some gift exchange. Like we might have like a office pixie at work, at Christmas party, and some parents, are able to give their kids or make gifts for their kids. No, the Okay. The most important is the giving of gifts and Christmas treats. As I mentioned, the charity, the volunteering, the giving to the more vulnerable groups in communities and state run institutions. Now, if you found that useful, let me know in the comments. Let us know what you think and share your own Jamaican memories of Christmas. Now, to the food. Christmas Day is quite a fiesta for your palate. You have such great food here. We have the Christmas cereal, of course, which is just awesome. I love that. And I'm happy that we can have it all year round if we want to. No, these days are, So to make the drink, boiled water is poured over cereal, grated ginger, cloves, and pimento. So some people might make it the night before, some might make it weeks before, as mentioned. And it is sweetened with sugar, flavored with rum or wine. And it's normally served on ice. We might have curry goat, might have chicken, different types of chicken. We might have ham for those who are able to afford it, because ham can be pretty expensive. So people normally go based on what I know of, what they can more afford, like rice and peas and the chicken. And if they can get some goat, that would be great. If they can get some pork, that would be great. And we'll try to have our Christmas cake, which we call black cake. The cereal is definitely a part of it. Some might have eggnog served warm, and it can be a popular feature of breakfast on Christmas Day in many homes. So it's a sweetened dairy-based beverage, and it's made with whipped eggs, milk, cream, and sugar, and flavored with vanilla. For adults, rum or brandy is often added, and it's normally garnished with a little cinnamon or nutmeg. So I mentioned the Christmas cake, and more than likely it's a must-have. And I told you about, the tradition of many people start soaking the fruits, whether that be prunes, cherries, raisins, and currants, months in advance. And it's a whole day activity. I remember actually being up with my grandma on Christmas Eve, and she was baking up a storm. I was like, that lady can cook for the whole night. It was like early Christmas morning that I was up with her too. And we taste the butter, and it was such fun. Joyful memory, just being up and assisting her bake. So some of us give cake as gifts as on Christmas Day to our neighbors, because we love share our food with people, especially when it tastes good. And I already mentioned the kind of food that we have, such as roast beef, stewed pork, fried fish, curried chicken dishes, with salad and gungo rice and peas. And some people might have some breadfruit. I'm talking about breadfruit though. My mom makes awesome breadfruit punch. I was like, I have to have this as part of my own Christmas tradition. All right, and then after Christmas, after eat and chat and palav and be things, we have another holiday called Boxing Day, and it normally follows Christmas Day. It got its name from the tradition of tradesmen receiving gifts in boxes, a Christmas box, from their employers for a year's work well done. Boxing Day is also linked to an older English tradition in which servants who had to keep working in their master's household throughout Christmas Day would be allowed to visit their families on the day after Christmas. The mistress of the house will give each servant a box with leftovers from the household's Christmas dinner and items of clothing from the annual pruning of the household wardrobes. The workers, therefore, always look forward to Boxing Day, since this was when they could take home that box of gifts. Today, Boxing Day is better known as a bank or public holiday observed within the Commonwealth of Nations. In some family, Boxing Day is used to celebrate and visit with other relatives and friends, since Christmas Day is often reserved for closest family. All right, guys, that's it. We won't even do anything more as it relates to the other holidays that we have this period. We'll do another video for New Year's and New Year's Eve. But it's kind of sad that we have some of these things rooted in nothing that we can do about it as it relates to the past is the past. But when you read some of these things, that this is where it come from. Those colonial days. Wow. All right, so that's it for now, guys. Feel free to leave your comments, to like, share. We hope you found this video valuable, and we hope you're enjoying the Christmas season, giving thanks for whatever blessings we do have. Don't worry too much about the gifts and don't worry too much about the spending, because that can be stressing and pressuring. And this year is definitely harder. Just give thanks and do the best you can, and love on your loved ones, love on who care and dede and be a things, and it'll be a mirror one regardless of what we have or don't have. And even if you don't even feel that married, that's fine as well. You don't have to feel anything. You're not obligated to feel anything, because some people do have sadness around this time. Just take it easy. Be gentle with yourself, alright? Alright guys, that's it. Wishing you so much blessings. Take care of yourself and each other. Until next time, big up always.